What up?
YouTube, what's going on?
Let's get it going. A lot to talk about today. Today's a big one. Pretty monumental. We've been doing this for a while now.
Yeah.
Time flies.
It's crazy. From my idea to now this.
Time flies.
We back. It's Monday. Y'all know what time it is. Market Mondays is here.
Get excited.
We learning.
Yeah.
We spewing out what we learn. That's what it's about. You get the game, give it back to your hood.
It's a good time to be alive right now.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on, but we gotta make the most of it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the world. We got so much stuff to talk about today. Today's gonna be a good one. I can feel it.
The bros here.
Shout out to Ian. Always on time.
There you go.
Ian,
how you guys doing?
We good, bro.
Man. How you?
I'm good.
Oh, got the fade. Got the fade.
Can't be looking crazy, man. Can't be looking crazy today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I called you. Was in the barbershop, so they that's like your first time going in a while, right?
Yeah, I have to go. Risk Corona a little bit, so be fresh for the show. Shout out to everybody on YouTube.
Yeah, man. I heard that they trying to shut down Houston again, man. What's going on?
Oh,
They
yeah, I
need
heard
to.
that.
It's wild, man.
Getting
It's
bad
wild.
out there?
I said from the very beginning, it's not going to get better until November. Houston, Atlanta, Arizona, California. It's bad. It's bad, man.
Yeah, I saw Houston. They was talking about they were going to do another round of shutdowns. That'll be devastating to the economy and people's psyche. Like if you feel like you just you finally got out,
Yeah.
and now they shut it back down again. So hopefully they don't have to have another round of shutdowns. But
I hope not.
yeah, man. Hopefully we can practice social distancing to the best of our abilities and make way, man. But before we start, how you feeling? How's everything?
I'm good, man. Happy to be here. How everybody doing on YouTube? Everybody in Zoom? How y'all doing? Happy Monday to y'all. Love y'all dearly. I'm good, man.
That boy got that short mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to get the call. I was playing it back like, damn, I'm the weak link. I'm like the dude to get the third verse, and then I do terrible on it. It's like I got to step it up, so I had to go ahead and get it.
Yeah, it looked great, man. Everything looking good over there.
Yeah, man. You looking like the real EYL, man. You got the whole equipment. Got you even got headphones.
Yeah,
had to.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a call after this to show you what's coming next, bro. You're gonna go crazy. Watch.
I can't wait to see it. Y'all got to come to Houston, Mike. Man, come to Houston, get me right, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. We definitely Houston, Texas. We are on our way.
We had a great time there.
Once this whole thing clears up. Did you ever get in contact with Chris Senegal?
Nope, I got to connect with my guy. I've been shouting him out like crazy though. Every time I mention about Back to Black movement, I really like what he's doing.
Yeah, Chris
an H-Town legend, man.
Good dude.
Yeah, he came and kicked it with us.
Yeah.
Right, we did an interview. Right after the interview, he came to our event and kicked it. I was like, "Yo, welcome to the family, man."
Yeah, Chris is a good dude. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to everybody out in Houston. So all right, we're gonna get into it, but before we start,
wait, time out. My brother Trap, what up, man? Trap checking in on
my guy.
Yeah, I spoke to him. He's like, yo, y'all not doing Market Mondays today? I'm like, yeah. He was like, I didn't see the flyer I was looking for. I'm like, nah, the algorithm.
Yeah,
he was like, he's like, well, I'm gonna check in early because I got a lot of stuff that I want to hear. So he was like, I'm gonna make sure I'm checking in early. So yeah, shout out to Trap. So before we start, we got some guidelines that we have to go over. So first and foremost, legal disclaimer.
Please.
This is not financial advice.
Please.
All investments incur some level of risk.
Mm-hmm.
You should always, consider risk before you invest and do your own research thoroughly.
Yeah. Don't trust us. Trust yourself. You know what I'm saying? Do your research, do your homework. And like Rashad said, man, invest in what you are comfortable winning or losing with. Don't forget that.
Absolutely.
Guidelines.
From our legal department. So guideline. Now we go through guidelines. So guidelines. If you have a question about EYL University, please do not ask that question during this time. If you have a question about Red Panda Stock Club, please do not ask that question during this time. If you have a question about an individual stock, please do not ask that question during this time. Try to ask investment questions, and strategy questions, things of that nature. And also, please limit your questions to one question.
How many?
One.
Yeah, don't try that sneak like second question.
Yes.
Yo, and the other thing I had to say,
Yes.
like, don't do that. We ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings, man. We love everybody, but we got a lot of people. There's some people who've been having their hands raised on Zoom. Shout out to all our earners on Zoom. We're gonna get to y'all. We trying to get to y'all, but people, they don't follow the guidelines.
Yes. So how are we gonna do it for anybody that's new? The people that you see ask questions on the video, they have Zoom privilege. And those are EYL University members. Shout out to everybody at EYL University.
They got their hands up already.
Yes. EYL University. So EYL University, we have 70 crash courses.
Yeah.
Weekly webinars.
Yep.
Facebook group, private real estate Facebook group.
Crazy.
Movie club, book club. Every other week, MG the Mortgage Guy does a real estate breaking bread session.
Yeah. I heard it was crazy yesterday.
Yeah. And then they also get discounts on our events. So we're extremely happy that it's kind of been like a real overflood with enrollment. So we want to kind of keep it intimate. So we are raising the price.
Breaking news alert.
Yeah, we're raising the price June 26th. Next Friday, we're raising the price of EYL University. So you have a week and some time, like a week and a half.
Yeah.
To still get in with the discount, 40% off. Code earners for annual membership, but that price will be going up next Friday. I mean, it's like a couple $100. I mean, what did you
it's
expect?
nothing crazy.
What did you expect was going to happen? So if you guys are interested, I'll put in the YouTube comments. Next Friday, the price is going up, and I'm gonna do like Derek Grace. Derek Grace. Shout out to Derek Grace.
Shout out to our bro with Derek Grace.
Good guy, man.
Ooh.
Really
like that guy a lot.
A true gentleman.
Shout out to Giovanni on YouTube. Giovanni is he's like our YouTube earner. Like, he makes sure everybody presses the like button.
Yes.
He's, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's making sure everybody dropping emojis. Giovanni, we see you on YouTube, bro.
Yes. So, okay, we got that out the way.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. There's a lot going on in the market right now. So before we start, I wanted to just kind of take a quick overview of the market. So if you follow the market was down crazy on Friday.
Thursday went down 1,800.
Okay.
Yeah.
Friday
came back a little bit.
Like slightly.
Yeah.
And then today it was the futures. Shout out to my man Corey in California. That's my guy. So he texted me last night like, yo, futures is looking bad, bro. I don't know. So I'm like, really? I'm like, damn. So I looked at futures. The futures was down 600 points. I'm like, oh, man. So we started the day off, and I think the market was down like 600 on the opening. And then I checked back in midday. It was flat. And then by the end of the day, it was up. So it's been very, very rocky, very volatile. So first and foremost, Ian, yes. What's going on with this market right now, man? How you feel about this?
The market is always good. I always say there's no such thing as a bad market, just bad entries into it. On the future side, if you look at it, let me pull up my chart real quick. So Thursday, there was an issue where contracts were rolling over. So the ES went from the 620 contract down over to the 920. So what that means, everybody that was swing trading had to exit out of those contracts and then start on the new one. So as volume started to go back up into those contracts, we took off to the upside. But this is the main thing that I say.
Ian, not because I don't want to. It's crazy that you said that. Because shout out to Mark, my options mentor. Mm-hmm. So he spoke to me before this, and he was like, "You ever heard of quadruple witching?"
Yep.
And I'm like, "No, I never heard of quadruple witching."
No.
So he was explaining to me what quadruple witching is, as far as like 4 times a year when option contracts expire, something like that. And he was like, it's every season. And he was like, futures contracts actually work in the same manner. So it's crazy that he said that, and I wrote it down, and then you just said that. So can you just tell the people, can you just explain that as far as like what that actually is?
Think of it like this. When the fourth quarter comes and there's 10 seconds left, and you got to get that shot off before the contracts are done, that's when the entire market has to switch over and the volume begins to change. So futures contracts you cannot own, you can only lease them. So you have to be out of that lease by that certain time. So people were no longer going long on the Dow, ES, NASDAQ. So as they was taking profit, the market was going down. And then after the rollover happened on the 11th, we slowly started to push back up because now the new contract is in season and now people are beginning to go long. So those cycles matter a hell of a lot. in context of why the market fell so much the last couple of days.
So you said that there's 4 every year?
Yes.
And is there specific dates, or does the dates they kind of change every year?
Right?
It changes. And for everyone else listening, go to Google. This is your homework for the night. I want you to type in YouTube and in Zoom, when are the dates for quadruple witching? And then it'll help you understand when that happens. For those of you who don't think or swim, I'll show you later. But when you see ESU20, that means the new contract for September kicks in, and then the new volume starts to pick back up.
And it's crazy because it's like, we shout out to everybody on YouTube. We hit 1,000 people that's on the check-in right now. If everybody could just take
y'all so much.
Take a millisecond and just like the video, we really help. Appreciate y'all, YouTube community. So yeah, it's crazy because it's like you can never not be a student. And you know, I've been in finances for a long time. I liked stocks my whole life, and I'm not ashamed to say I didn't know what that was until he told me. And then I just found out, and he was like, look, because he said like usually at the end that's like good for the market, but in some cases it can actually have market pullback, like short-term pullback, depending. So he's like quadruple winching. And I had never heard that before.
Winching or witching?
Witching.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, it's funny that you say that, but I just, like stuff like that. And it's like, and that's one of the things with the show, we want to build people's vocabulary. Yeah. Because the more you know, and the more you get familiar with it, and it's like now you don't feel intimidated. So now when you hear that term and somebody's throwing it out there, it's not like something to run away from. You're like, oh, okay, I know what that means. You're
gonna be the person like, yo, I know something new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna start. That always happens. Like you give somebody some game, and then you go ahead and give the game out, and it's like, yo, all right, though. That means you learned it though.
Quadruple. You know what I'm saying? So one of my friends just texted me and said, how do you spell that? The good thing with Google, you could just spell it close. Just spell it close.
Yeah, and I put it in, and I put it in YouTube chat as well. Yeah,
it'll come up. But sorry to cut you off, but I just wanted you to talk about that. So So what else were you saying besides that? The quadruple winching.
So and I never shared this reference before. Well, you guys do the homework first, and then next week I'll have a tool, a book to share with you to help you understand the seasonality of the market. So when people are saying you don't know what the market is going to do, that's not true. Every bit of technology that's ever been created has gone to hedge funds and investing. So we have a clue of what's going to happen. And then you see, if you guys are looking on June 11th, the market fell down a ton, but that's, like I said, because people had to be out of those. So think of it like if it was 4 basketball games going on at one time, and you were down to the last 10 seconds in every market, you had to exit at that particular time. And then the next game you start, and now the volume picks back up. And then you see that the market has went up a lot today. And then we'll talk about the Feds and the bond buyback making the market go up as well.
So that 1,800, you saying like this had something to attribute to that 1,800 drop?
Yes, a direct correlation.
Okay.
Just like when crude fell apart and I was like, hey, crude is going to fall. It was also the same thing with crude contract coming to, and the guy who got caught in that bad trade. He was just on the wrong contract and he got murdered. And after the new contract came about, you see crude shot up from there. So it's really just an issue of timing. But these are things you guys have to know if you're going to look to invest long term, but specifically for those of you who are looking to swing trade and on the option side as well.
Speaking of Mark, shout out to Mark, $99 super chat, his usual. Appreciate you.
Mark, the legend.
So let's talk about the Feds with the bonds, since you actually just mentioned that. Is this another round of quantitative easing taking place?
Listen, I'm gonna say it every week. It's just like when fellas, you get in trouble, you got to spend a little bit of money to make the ladies stay and be like, oh baby, I'm gonna do better. The Fed is going to use every resource financially they have to keep the market afloat. Because if you think about it, ES is at 30.84 right now, and it's hell on earth economically. We cannot afford to go to 2,700 or 2,500. So they're going to print as much money as they can. And even though some people keep saying, well, inflation is going to ruin the dollar, we're not on a gold standard, I'm like, look how bad it is now with all the collapse and all of the drama that we had in the market thus far. If we went down 1,000 points lower, it would be hell on earth for us. So they're going to print every dollar that they have and use every resource they have to make sure that the market stays afloat so it does not become worse than what it is.
And they are printing money.
Rapid pace.
Yeah. A lot of money's being thrown out there right now.
Flood the streets.
Small businesses, It's a lot going on.
Don't say
it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I don't know where this money's coming from, but it's coming from somewhere. So
they said on 60 Minutes, it was like they just print it.
Yeah.
They've been very open, like digitally. Like, of course, they'll put some actual cash out in the street, but it's just a matter of printing the money out. And of course, does it devalue the dollar? Yes. But if they did not take these measures, I think we will see something that's been the most horrific thing we've probably seen in maybe 200 or 300 years. I don't think people really understand how bad it is. 40% of small businesses could go out of business. And then if we have the second wave of Corona, which if we're going according to the S curve, we're going to have 3 waves. Most people couldn't afford the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to scare anyone when I say this thing. And I don't want this to last November. I know everyone's like, well, I know you want to crash. I don't. Suicide rate goes up. Abuse rate goes up. Child abuse rate goes up. And a lot of these companies that go out of business never come back. I know everyone always talks a lot about innovation that happens out of a recession. And we also don't talk about the murder rate and the crime rate that goes up as well. These protests are just like wave 1 of what could happen. Now, if the economy drops even further and no one is working, it's not going to be good. So I hope that the Fed does everything they can to prop the market up until the market can stabilize and Corona can get under control.
Yeah, I mean, it's a scary time because like right now, I know a lot of people were anticipating there was going to be another stimulus, but when you see the market going up, it kind of is the signal like, you know what? Nah, the economy's doing fine, but we know better than that. Like we got to be smart about this.
Yeah. Shout out to MT, the mortgage guy on the super chat. He says, shout out to free money. Yeah. So all right. So we talked about the economy, and I think that was something good to open the show up with, because it's like, once again, going back to the fundamentals of dollar cost averaging, which we talk about at least once every show, because it's important for people to understand that. It's like, it's almost impossible to predict the economy. Like we could talk about a V-shaped recovery, W-shaped recovery. All of those really are just educated guesses, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like the best course that you can take as a retail investor is to put money into the market on a consistent base. Because if you're trying to wait, you can get lucky. Like even me, like I got lucky with what did I Boeing.
No, you didn't get lucky. I got you.
No, I'm saying I got lucky as far as the market. This is a once in a lifetime.
It being down at 97.
No, I didn't get lucky as far as investing.
Right.
I got in lucky for having that opportunity.
Yes.
Like Boeing is, for the opportunity for it to get under $100, a global pandemic had to take place where every airline shut down 90% of its operation. When is that going to happen again?
Fair.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just something but those don't come around too often. So I say that to say, if you are consistently putting money into the stock market, then over the course of time, you're going to make out better if you're just trying to hold it and wait for the next huge market crash, because we don't know.
And I'm going to be real with you. When a market is falling down 2,200 points or 1,800, you're scared as hell. Everyone who was waiting for the last crash from 2008, they didn't do anything. Most people sat on the sidelines like, it's going to go down further. I know we're going to go down to 1,900. And then we went up in March and we're like, hey, we told you to get in, and people are upset. And then you're hoping for a second drop. And it's like, but that's the important part. Like if you have a ton of money, 10 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand that you can put in at one time, great. Fire away. Like Trap say, had a clip loaded, fire away, right?
Yeah.
But for those of you that don't have that money or the discipline, so this is a good note. Please write this down. Every stock that you're interested in, you have to know the price that you want to get in before it goes there, and you need to write that down while the market is not moving. The market is there to make you take decisions that are not best for you. The market is a toll road. You notice when you lose on an investment or a trade, they never call you and say, hey, I know you lost, man. I hope the next one is better for you. You messed up. That's it. Point blank. So when the market is not moving, do your analysis then and write down, okay, I want to get into Boeing at this price. Disney at 91 or 89, Microsoft 123, 177. And then that way, when it's time to execute and shoot, you're good and you're not guessing while the market is moving.
So, and when we set these target prices, right? At what point do we say, you know what, let's readjust it, right? So if I'm waiting for Disney to get down to 97, but I see it climb up to 130, do I wait for it to get to 97? Do I readjust and set a new target price?
You should have 2 or 3 prices predetermined. and then just wait for those key levels. Because like even if you miss the first one, at least you know where your secondary entry is. So like if I want to get in to the ES at 29.50 and I miss it, and I know I want to get back in at 3,000. If I don't have those written down, I'm going to jump in at 3,100 when it hits a high. When it falls back down, I'm like, oh my God, the market is rigged. The market is not rigged. Your discipline is messed up. So if you guys take that time just to write, and you only need 4 to 5 companies, write them down, you're good. Wait for them to go there, buy them up, and you're good. If you don't have a lot of money, let's say you start with less than 1,000 per month, just buy every single month. First of the month, like clockwork, the same way you would pay your bill, and you're good. People are really just overthinking, because if you took action in March and April, you would be up low end 15 to 25% now.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Jamal on the check-in. Get
Yo,
well soon,
Smalls.
Get well soon. So all right. So now we're gonna get into the juicy part.
Yeah.
Hertz. Let's start with Hertz. So I want to explain this whole. I want to paint this whole picture for people with Hertz. So
You need the screen, Ian, or no?
Yeah, on the other one.
I got you.
A few weeks back, Hertz filed for bankruptcy, and on the show on Market Monday, like the day or a couple days after it filed for bankruptcy, somebody asked about Hertz, and Ian said Hertz is dead. Hertz dead. Actually, it was Hertz dead. That was it. 2 words, Hertz dead. So then the next week, that's when we had Wall Street Trapper on, and we got another question about Hertz. And Wall Street Trapper actually said, he was like, why would you want to invest in a company that just filed bankruptcy? And then Ian once again said Hertz is dead.
No is.
Hertz dead.
There you go.
But something amazing happened. Right after that, it skyrocketed. Not only did it skyrocket, it skyrocketed 575% in 5 days.
Yeah.
So now everybody's on Instagram like,
I told you.
These stock guys.
I told you.
You guys don't know what you're talking about.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, my DMs was crazy.
I just made money.
What are these stock guys talking about? They don't know what they're talking about. So now today, Hertz announces that all of the stockholders have a very strong chance of never getting paid.
But before today, they did something important, right? They had an SEC filing with the United States District Bank Court of Delaware, who approved them to sell 500 million shares. So like, listen, we're not really making money. Can we open up more shares to get some income? And they get approved. Like, no, that's the crazy.
Somebody says $6 a share is not killing it. Absolutely wrong. It was at 80 cents and it went to $5.40. That's a 575% increase in 1 week. If that's not killing it, I don't know what is.
Yep, you can see it here.
If you get 575% in 1 week, if that's not killing it, I don't know what game you playing, but I want to play the game you playing. So now Hertz announces today that stockholders aren't getting paid until they pay the debt first. Right. And it's a very good chance that the stock that you're holding is worthless.
It's worth nothing.
That's crazy.
We're going to go to Ian's technical chart, but this is a perfect example of why you should not invest in bad companies. Like only reason why the stock went up is pure speculation. Yeah. Everybody on Robinhood and everybody.
They were blaming Robinhood.
Yeah, they did blame Robinhood.
I'll get into that.
Everybody was just like, oh, it's less than $1. Just pile in. It reminded me of crypto when people was investing in cryptocurrency that was worthless and they just pumping money into it just to make the price goes up. And it's like, this is why when we talk about investing, fundamentals, technical charts, why would you invest in a company that's bankrupt? Yeah. And they did it. They pumped the price up, and now it's a good chance they're never going to get paid.
Yeah. The crazy part is when in the SEC filing, they asked for the 500 million, right, for the shares. But in the same filing, they said that buyers will need a miracle to get anything back, a complete wipeout. Like in the same filing, which is incredible. Like, who says yes to that? I'll tell you who, the U.S. District Bankrupt Court of Delaware.
So, Ian, we got the technical analysis chart. We're going high tech. We're going high tech. What are we looking at right now?
Okay, so all my traders and all my investors. So if I say a company is trash, for context, I'm talking about long term. I'm not talking about 1 week or 2 weeks. So I define long term as anything more than 2 years. So if you have a 5-year hold on it, that's what I'm looking at. So let's break down initially. Okay, so we came to 40 cents. You can see that here. Great. This is this huge spike. Now, for my traders, and I see some of you people in Zoom saying you made bank on it. That's dope. That's dope. But it was a great trade. So you can see it was right here was at $1. It went to $6.25. Here's the thing, though. When you guys hear about these kind of plays, most of the time people don't have the discipline to get in, because even when you're up 500%, you're going to say, man, I want 1,000. Why would I get out right now when I know, son, I know it's going to go to 10. And then at 6:45,
bring it, Leroy,
in the morning, and like, yo, get up right now. What's happening with the stock? So first thing first, you need to look at the 5-year month. That always tells the story, right? It was at $63.02 5 years ago. You already know my analogy. If the last time that the all-time high, ATH, was back here, and it wasn't in recent time, wasn't in 2020, the value of the company is going down. You wouldn't draft me if my highest scoring game was 4 years ago. That makes no sense. So let's take the emotion out of it. But let's go back even further. Let's look 10 years. The last high was 97.19 back in 2014.
Wow.
That's 6 years ago. That's 6 years ago. So you can see now my down candles are blue and my up candles are peach, right? Shout out to all my Red Panda family. I love you. But you can see ever since it hit this high at 97, what direction are we going? We're slowly going down. So before even here, this is my high line. So here at 24, it was still of no value. And let me ask you guys this, and you can put this in Zoom and in YouTube, right? If the entire world is shut down and no one is traveling for business, who the hell is renting cars? Nobody. There's no inventory to be moved at the time. So the cars are sitting. In addition to that, the value of the company was not incredibly high before then. So let that 5-year month be your guide. And then if you go back even further and see the previous high back here, all the way back in 2007 was $83. And look what it did last time it hit 83. It shrunk down and it came back up over time. It went past 83, went to 97 and fell back down. This is not a valuable company. It's a good trade, but as an investment, Hertz is trash. If we got anybody at Hertz listening in corporate, don't ruin our deals, even though y'all can go bankruptcy, right? Because I know y'all get offended. I'm sorry for the people who will work there that are going to get laid off, lose their jobs, possibly lose any pensions. But as investors, we have to look and vote with logic. And also, I'll give you a heads up. If Rashad, Troy, Michael, Jamal, and Trap agree, y'all may want to take notice, because we have not led you wrong into the ones we said. So for those of you that have traded it and you got a good pop, great. But ever since in February, it's been falling down incredibly hard, and then the value of the company is not coming back up anytime soon. We told you before, CNBC. But yeah, if you guys want to look for a car deal, if you're in the market, my barber John just said Hertz has some amazing deals. So go get something pre-owned that you've been looking for.
Hertz about to call Auto Trader in a second.
In a second. So yeah, you guys can see visually. Anytime you want to look at a company and evaluate it, look at the 5-year month, and you can see that the value has been going down.
But even when it went down on the chart earlier, I guess 10 years ago, there was no filing for bankruptcy. This is completely different.
It's complete, but the value. This is just like, okay, if a player has been scoring 15 points, 10, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 10, 8, and then he tears his MCL, it's like, it's time for you to retire.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over with. It's the same thing. We cannot fall in love with these companies. We have to fall in love with our profits and being able to take care of our family. That's it.
No, I appreciate you for doing that. Once again, it's like going to college, crash course. I want everybody to really, because like I studied that, like when I first got into finance, charts and stuff like that. And actually, you actually even renewed my faith in charts. I look at charts a lot more than I did before once I started to communicate with you. But I was always trained on technical analysis. I read a book, Technical Analysis. It's like this thick. Yeah. And they teach you all different types of charts and stuff like that. And technical analysis is real. Charts is the easiest way, I think, for you to get a quick idea of the trend of a stock. And it's not something that's rocket science, but not a lot of people actually take advantage of charts. And you can get charts anywhere. So thank you for actually showing that, because that was a little bit that's more detailed than just like a regular chart on Yahoo Finance.
Yes.
Because you know, you have like the candlesticks and stuff like that. But I think that is great for people to see that. I know that's probably the first time a lot of people actually saw something like that as far as like the chart breakdown. Like you talk about it a lot. But yeah, it just goes to show, long story short, ladies and gentlemen, don't invest in bad companies just to try to just make quick money. Because this is just a prime example where even if you made money, if you haven't sold your shares yet, you technically haven't, they're not worth anything. The piece of paper is not worth anything.
Invest in quality. I know you guys want exciting stocks, but it's really exciting to be in winning companies that pay. Even like I was telling Barbara earlier and a few other people about like even Mercado Libre. It's a company that people have slept on. And if you look at the actual chart, the ticker is MELY. It's been on fire all year. And hold on, let me go back and share real quick.
MELY.
Yes.
You're the host now again. Go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
This is the exact opposite of what Hertz looks like. This is, you want the chart to move in the direction of how you want your money to move. It came down to 400 earlier this year. It is now here. Do you want your, and we'll go through a couple other quality ones real quick if you guys don't mind. Let's look at Shopify. They announced their deal with Walmart. They're going to be partnering with Walmart.
Shopify is on.
It's on the list.
Can't miss.
Fire.
Can't
the
miss.
list.
You can't miss with Shopify.
And then I'll even give you guys so if you guys don't think or swim, you can go look at, let's say, a 15-year and look at the quarter, right? Peach is up. They haven't had a negative quarter yet. On fire. Like, so then if you look at that and then compare it to Hertz, boy, that's ice cold. That's ice cold. They was telling you quarter after quarter. So when I'm in a room in Red Panda, I'm like, okay, 1 candle, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
light them up.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 negative quarters. Man, this company flunking out of school, baby.
Yeah. Ian, you don't know how much I appreciate this because I'm still getting text messages in the morning like, yo, I think I'm gonna get Hertz today. I hope whoever was texting me has a clear understanding of what not to invest in.
Don't do it.
Please.
Don't do it.
Nah, that was dope. EYL University to the rescue. Where can you get those kind of detailed charts like that?
If you sign up for TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim, Webull, or any other trading platform, you guys can get it. But that's personally TD Ameritrade.
Okay.
Dope.
So let's go to some questions. EYL University. I know you guys been patient.
Yeah. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. Darius, what's up?
What's going on, family? What's going on, man?
Everything good, bro.
man.
What's
How
up with
you?
you?
What's popping?
I appreciate the get together. I also post my question in the Q&A section as well. Let me slide back over there real quick. My question was, I just opened my first brokerage account, TD Ameritrade, by the way, and I have about $1,000 that I'd like to put towards stock investing. Now, I know when you guys started to open the show up, you guys was like, do what you can, do what you're comfortable with. But I just wanted to know, what did you guys start with in general? I'm gonna start with 1,000, but I'm curious about what Ian, what y'all started with.
I can answer that really quickly. I started with $500 because that's what it took for me to open my E-Trade account in like 2008 or 2009. Probably, I think 2007. Gotcha. So it was like $500. I was like, all right, that's what it takes to open it. I put $500 in and I bought some really good stocks. And then the market crashed in 2008 and I got scared and I took the money out. Bad decision, but I learned from it. So that's an easy one for me.
Okay.
Yeah, same for me. I started with 500. I bought one good company, one bad one. Then I started taking a little bit of trades and I got crazy after that. Thought I knew everything, made some money, lost some. Same as Troy, took the money and out. And I was like, damn, if I knew what I knew. And that's part of the reason why I'm so passionate, because the easiest part about investing is like, we know what quality companies to invest in. The hardest part is human nature. We want something super exciting so we can go tell our friend, man, I picked the one that went up 20.
I got it.
I know it. You don't know what you're talking about, opposed to just being like, like Apple and Microsoft are like Tim Duncan, right? He gets the job done, get you a chip, but there's nothing exciting about Tim. We want like 2002 Kobe. That's why we're leaning towards Tesla, Shopify, and he like that Hertz play. It was a good play on a trade, long-term investment. Can't do it, but those fundamentals will win you a championship, and will, like, especially when you have kids. And as we start to get older, for those of us like in our mid-30s and going into our 40s, man, you need winners that are going to be safe and stable.
Yeah. So yeah, they came in with 1,000, and that's dope. But you know me, I'm like a Jay-Z, so I came into a game with 100 grand strong. Nah, I just like
Not to be exact.
Now, bro. I remember when you didn't have a car.
Okay. I definitely
that's a good question though, man. Never be ashamed of, everybody starts at a certain level. So whether it's $500, $1,000, $2,000, the most important thing is just to get in the game, and then you just learn as you go, and one brick at a time.
And the great part is once you see some wins, you'll find some money. Like you'll stop spending money out or spend them on dates or other activities that don't give you as good of a return, and then you'll start to put the money in here, and then you'll be like, okay, I'm hooked. Let me put my money here first, opposed to blowing it and going out to Gucci or wherever you may like to shop.
Oh no, I'm definitely dedicating money to the account weekly. So every time I get paid, there's money going over there.
That's incredible, man. If you can do 250 a week or 100 a week, you'll be amazed, man. Like
you're gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah. Easily.
Discipline. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. David.
Dave, what's going on? Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Oh shit. I'm mute. No, I'm right here. What's up, y'all?
What's good, bro?
What's good with you?
What's good, man?
Hey, shit. I ain't asked a question in a long time. Thank y'all for bringing the dude about the indexes last week. That was real insightful. I had a few, but I wasn't really going too hard on them. I'm gonna do the one question. I've been looking at leveraged ETFs. I want to get your thought process on that. I got an MMA account, and I got a IRA account. I'm not really trying to do nothing with that in terms of the IRA account because I'm thinking long term always with that. But in the short term, how do those work out?
Which leverage ETF are you looking at?
SPXL. Well, like TCL. TCL.
TCL is Tata Communications.
No.
TECL.
Yeah, TECL.
TECL. I like TECL. You got to get it at a good price because it's 3-time leverage. So if you get it at the wrong spot, man, you're going to cry. Are you in it already?
Nah, I'm just speculating right now.
Don't speculate. Wait for probably somewhere around 80 or 90. You got to wait for it to drop a long way.
Ooh.
Okay. Can you explain what a leveraged ETF is?
Yeah, that's what I want to know more about.
So leverage, anytime you hear the word leverage in the context of a stock, especially if it's 3-time, it just means that it's a little bit more risky. So it has the ability to go up a lot further, faster, which is amazing. But if you get in at a bad price, like on the 11th, the high was 238.33. It today is at 205. So some of you are like, I want the upside. Okay, great. But you got to play defense. Like Mike Tyson has that quote, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Leverage ETFs will punch you in the face really hard, man. So you have to wait until you get into a very good spot to get it. And even let me look at the weekly chart. Yeah, minimum you have to probably wait for 74. That's too high right now. It's too high.
Appreciate you, David.
Appreciate you, Dave.
Who we got here? Michael, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. Damn.
Oh.
Michael, you there?
Edward.
Damn. Refrigerator break. All right. We moving on. Edward.
My fault.
Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. There you go.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey,
everybody good?
What's going on?
All right, thank you. I got into SoftBank. What are your thoughts on SoftBank?
What's the ticker?
SoftBank. You hear me?
Yeah. What's the ticker?
Oh, Michael, you gotta wait a sec, bro.
Oh. It's SFTBY.
What price did you get into it? It's not bad. It's not bad. If you got into it like around 20 or 18, it's pretty solid. The high was at 2804 back in 2019. So it's not bad. What price you get into it?
16, 18.
Oh, you killed it. You don't need no advice. Great job. That's an amazing entry.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you, Ev. Michael, I'm coming back to you, bro. Unmute yourself.
Yo, what up, family?
We good. We good. What's going on?
Hey, man, appreciate everything y'all doing, man. Appreciate you, Ian, man. You are amazing, man. God saying y'all both are all y'all a blessing, man, to the world. So definitely appreciate that. But Ian, man, we was talking in the Telegram, and I just wanted to clarify, man, how should we jump into ETFs once we're in? So should I be targeting a specific price? Like say I'm in one of our retirement picks, specifically that ETF there. Should I be targeting a specific price each month, or should just be jumping in on a Tuesday or Wednesday?
If it's an index fund and you don't have a ton of money, so I just find a ton of money, 10 grand, 25 grand, 50, 100. If you have that kind of money, then you want to wait for a one designated price. If you don't, I want you to buy every single month. So I keep saying that the biggest reason that people don't have enough for retirement is because they don't buy every single month. So let's say you get 10 shares of VOO or whatever ETF, right? And let's say you get 25 shares and it goes up $80 over the course of 6 years. That's $2,000. That's not going to do anything for your family. But you want to try and get to that 10 grand measurement as quickly, 10,000 shares in your portfolio as quickly as possible. Like, I'm begging you, please, dollar cost average, unless you have a lot of money, so you can be able to buy more shares and accumulate more shares that way.
Definitely, man. I appreciate that. I just needed to clarify that. I know you're a busy man, so
no,
I appreciate all the love, man. Appreciate everything y'all doing, man. Shout out to Red Panda. Shout out to the earners, man. Love y'all.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Before we go to all the questions, I just want to take a few minutes, and then we could just end it with because we got a bunch of questions.
Yeah, I'm mad questions.
We're just gonna go question heavy after this, but I wanted to make sure I got this in. So another thing, so each episode we just want to try to just give different strategies and different topics outside the norm. So since this is a stock show, right? I wanted to talk about another way that you can actually invest in the stock market, not like a traditional way. Mm-hmm. So people know about life insurance, right? But not a lot of people are actually aware that you can actually invest in the stock market via your life insurance. So there's different types of life insurance policies, but like what's called a variable universal life policy.
VUL.
So VUL, yeah. So what a VUL is all right. So there's two types of policies. There's permanent policies and there's term policies, right? So a permanent policy lasts your whole life and then it builds cash value. Cash value is kind of like equity, and it has a death benefit and it's always there. So with VULs, depending on the type of policy, usually those policies are called whole life, where it's like a fixed interest rate and the dividend. But with VUL, you can actually invest in the stock market. So it's like a 401k where they give you different options of how to invest. Like you can invest aggressively, international, you can invest in bonds, whatever. And your cash value is determined by the rate of return that you're getting in the market. So it's a lot of moving parts with variable life insurance, but it's one way that wealthy people sometimes use to really put a lot of money into it, because there's no limit as far as how much money you can put in. It depends on the death benefit. So without getting too complicated, like there's a thing called a MEC, which is a modified endowment contract. So there's guidelines of how much money you can put into a life insurance policy. Because the thing is, when you take money out of the life insurance policy, it's tax-free as long as the policy is still intact. So you can overfund it. So it's like a recommended premium. Like let's say the premium is like $100 a month. So that's like $1,200 a year, right? Mm-hmm. But the guideline premium is like how much money you can put into the policy before it becomes a modified endowment contract. Because once it becomes a modified endowment contract, then it loses its tax benefits. So the modified endowment level might be $6,000 a year. So now you could put like $6,000 into the policy. Mm-hmm. And what that does is like in 20 years, you might have like $400,000 of cash value because you just overfunded it. You just flooded it with money.
So you're overpaying the premium, right? So if it was $1,200 for the year, then you're overpaying it?
Yeah.
Got you.
So that's another strategy that, people can use. There's a lot of risk that's involved with VULs because it's not tied to, it's not guaranteed. It's tied to the stock market. And, it's flexible as far as premiums and stuff like that. So before you buy a VUL policy, you should be educated and you should know like the pros and cons, because everything has pros and cons. But that is one way that you can invest in the stock market. And we actually did a class on EYL University about life insurance. We'll probably have another one coming up soon. But, when people talk about life insurance, they don't really talk about that. Not a lot of people are aware about that. They always talk about whole life or term. But there's other types of life insurance policies, and VUL is a way that you can actually, stuff a bunch of money into a life insurance policy and have it invested in the stock market. So, I just wanted to just talk about that. That's another strategy in investing outside of the norm of just buying stock.
Yo, Ian, the boy's still sharp, man. He's sharp.
Incredible, man.
You know what I mean? Like once you got that jumping, man, you never lose it. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. You never know.
Be ready at all times.
Never know when you're gonna get thrown in the game.
Danielle Simpson, what's going on? Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. Go ahead.
Oh, hi, Ian.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I kind of
hold on, Danielle. How you forgot 2 other people?
Oh, hi, you guys.
What's up? Like, come on.
What's going on?
My apologies.
It's all good. Love you.
Ian, I have a question. I kind of DM you over the weekend, but I didn't get a response, but I figured I'd get you on this platform.
Yes.
I have at least like $9,000 in a rollover IRA. And I wanted to ask you, can I remove that and invest it into stocks? Because it's not doing anything. And I'm not contributing or anything like that. I just want to take it out.
What's in the IRA that you have currently?
I think it's $9,000.
No, in terms of what are you actually invested in?
Oh, I don't know. It's in the Prime America.
Like a money market account?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we got a guru here as a financial advisor. Since he don't shout herself out.
Nah, you could invest. You don't have to take the money out to invest it. Like, depending on what type of investment you're already in, like you can keep it in the IRA. When people say like, take the money out, like if you take it out, you're going to get taxed on it. So you can either move it into a new IRA and still have it invested, or maybe within your current IRA, you might have different options that you can pick to invest. But I really wouldn't recommend just taking it out to reinvest it, because once you take it out the IRA, you're going to pay state tax and federal tax on the full amount. There's no penalty this year because of the corona, but you're going to get taxed pretty heavily. So it can be invested in the IRA depending on where it's at, but don't take it out. Just reinvest it in different options if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate you, Danielle.
No problem.
And sorry I didn't see your DM.
Ernest, what's going on? Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Hey, gentlemen, what's going on?
Everything
Shout
great,
out to EYL. Shout out to Red Panda. Good to be here as usual.
My brother, thank you.
Fam is here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Quick question for all you guys, actually. This is about my account. I have a stash account. I have a 401k in Fidelity, and I have a Swim, but I haven't put any cash in there yet. And also have Red Panda. I'm sorry, not Red. Excuse me. I also have Robinhood. So I'm trying to figure out, should I take my money out of stash, put it in my 401k Fidelity, or go with Swim? What are your thoughts?
Well, what's the goal that you're trying to achieve?
I definitely want to get my trading game on. That's why I went to Robinhood, because it's a little more agile. I started doing that in March. Been very well for me. But I've been digging into stash for quite some time, for like 2-3 years, dollar cost averaging, and I've got ETFs. I have about 31 different investments inside that I want to consolidate and kind of put that into my 401k. Not 401k, but into Fidelity, where my 401k is.
I mean, you don't have to close them. Well, it depends on when you got in. If you send me a note, we can kind of talk through it. But if you got into some good prices, and let's say you got in 3 years ago, some of those I don't want you to liquidate, because if you take profit on them now, depending on what companies they are, they could run up another 40 to 80% if they're technology based. And I don't want you to be like, man, why the hell did you get me out of those stocks when I got in at a good price?
Okay.
So, you probably have to have a conversation with Rashad, who's an amazing advisor, even though he doesn't promote himself. But if you tell me some of the prices of the ones you got in at Ian and Join Red Panda, I'll send you a video reply and kind of give you some insight about what you can do.
Okay, but what are your thoughts on the platform that I use? Should I go with Fidelity to begin trading, or should I, or even investing period, or should I just stick with Robinhood for now?
I prefer, if you're going to do some bigger investing, you got to go with Fidelity or TD Ameritrade.
Yeah. Ernest, I just opened my Fidelity account. I've been using TD Ameritrade. I had some issues with the options trading, so I said let me just try Fidelity too. So I just opened both, so Fidelity the platform is a little bit simpler than TD Ameritrade. It gets really complicated, but I mean I've challenged myself to say, you know what, where it's complicated, that's what I'm going to learn. So I still use that a lot.
All right, good enough. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Mark. He said XLK, $99 super chat. XLK versus XLY versus SMH. Who you got? Well, I personally own XLK, but I don't think you can go wrong with either one. SMH is good too.
Yeah, XLK is amazing. If let me compare it to SMH. They're pretty much even.
Yeah, I like.
They're pretty much even. Both are good. So everyone listening, YouTube and in Zoom, you can write down XLK and SMH. So a good thing when people give out these kind of companies, you can write them down and piggyback off their research. But XLK is amazing, and I think Pete asked about that as well.
XLK is a good
one.
That's
free. Listen, that's free game.
XLK.
That's free game right there. Let me tell you, that's free game.
XLK is a good one. Shout out to YouTube. If you guys could take a millisecond, and like the video, that's extremely helpful. Thank you. We got a question. Well, you got a question right now?
Yeah, we'll take one and then we'll go to the next one.
Question. Who's up?
That's a Akili?
Peace. Akili.
Akili, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, brother?
I'm good. How y'all brothers doing today, man?
I'm good.
Blessed, man. We blessed.
Good.
I'm glad to hear that. Peace and blessings to you and your families, man. Hope you all staying safe out there. Ian, I know Texas right now got y'all spiking, man.
Yeah, it's wild, man. People don't want to stay in the house.
Man, be safe out there, you and your son, man, and your family, mothers, things of that nature. But absolutely. So I know I try to respect, you know what I'm saying, when I step into somebody's house, and y'all said at the beginning, don't talk about individual stocks, but it's killing me right now, right? So I do have guidelines. Yeah, absolutely. I got to respect. So what I do want to ask is this, though. Hey, Ian, let's say you're looking at a 5-year chart of a company, right?
Tell me which one.
I can talk about the stock.
Yeah, go ahead. I know you got one of mine. Go ahead.
So check this out. I'm looking at Disney, right?
Okay.
And the reason why I bring up Disney, because I know the game that you play. You like, listen, man, we want to look for stuff 5 years out the line. Look at what's been going on, things of that nature. And when I look at Disney, I'm trying to figure out what the hype is about. The reason why I say that, if you look at the 5 year, right, its high was 118 5 years ago. It didn't accumulate a new high until 2019 at 139.92. Then it hit another new high at 151.58 in November. So that's about 4 years that it didn't hit until it got its new high, and now it's back at 117.08. What am I looking for exactly when I'm talking about Disney? If I'm looking for it to project and go up, but it didn't have a new high until 2019 after a 4-year process. So if like you do your analogies with your basketball players, this guy's not even Ben Gordon.
Don't do that. We're not gonna do that.
We can't keep
why you say that name?
That's crazy.
Listen, that's crazy. That's a
crazy. You know what? I mean, I'm thinking like you could have been Jordan, like Fab say, but I found out
we gotta talk to Fab about that. Look,
shout out to Ben Gordon.
We're not gonna disrespect Ben Gordon.
Listen,
that's a 914 legend.
Ben Gordon is a legend where we come from.
We protect.
Ben's nice too.
We protect our 914 residents.
It was an example, man. If I cross the line, my bad.
Let me just tell you something. I'll just say this, and then Ian, you can pick up right after. If we look at that chart, right, and you think about, and I like the dates that you said, November 2019. Well, we got to think about what's happening with Disney. In 2019, they put out $7 billion movies. So think about the productions on that, the profits on that, and they also announced something in November that was going to launch called Disney Plus.
Right,
So when you think about the things that they're bringing, you can see why the stock price went up. Why did it go down this year? Obviously, if everything's shut down and they can't put out the movie, they're not allowed. They're not producing original content for Disney Plus. Yeah, they acquired Fox and they have some of their content, but some things have slowed down. The parks have closed. All those things go into effect. I don't sleep on Disney. I like them a lot.
But that's a good question what he's asked as far as the chart. I'm not really big on Disney, me personally. I never really was. But Ian, so based off of Disney's technical chart, you a fan of Disney or?
Disney. So first off, Ben Gordon was decent when he was on the and I'm not capping, but I want the ball players in my DMs, right? So Disney is like a B-list company, if you will, in terms of the stock. Like, so Eisner, you got to think was like Popovich. He was a great CEO, and he worked with the pieces that he had around him, but he wasn't always able to get him to the chip every year. But quality company. So it went to 153. Great. Disney Plus took off. It fell down because, of course, it's consumer facing. So if people can't go to the park, revenue is going to dry up, right? So I think Disney is a good buy, like at 100 flat, and then at 93 would be like a good area. But anything above 120, you should not invest in at the current time. Now, it's not Apple, it's not Microsoft, it's not Shopify, it's not Tesla, right? But in terms of a good backup, a good fourth man, right, or a good fifth player, it's a solid company. It's going to be a company that you have to hold a little bit longer. And then if you start to look at that 10-year chart as well, you can see the low was at $28 about 10 years ago. So it went up over time. It just takes a little bit longer of a time to go up. And then you can see a couple people in Zoom said they got in at 87. So it's about timing. 120, 130 is a bad area for you to invest in it. It's just not the best company to invest in. It wouldn't be in my top 10.
And do you predict it falling even further if LeBron says, look, man, we not. Beverly said, listen, if LeBron said we playing, then we going to play. So if LeBron comes out, he's like, look, man, I'm not playing. Do you see that stock going down even further?
No, I mean, it's going to slide down, but that part of the business has a small effect on it. I'm looking at the chart right now. It's a sliver of what, once the parks get back open, and like I said, until the entire NBA opens back up, I mean, in the arenas, consumer-facing businesses are going to be hurt. So that includes Dave & Buster's, Buffalo Wild Wings, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. That every day spending what happened amongst consumers is going to have a tough time. But stay away from that 120, 130 area. But if you can hold it 5 years and you can buy it at 100 and go to sleep, in 5 years you would be elated.
Appreciate you, bro.
Great question.
Speaking, that's actually a good segue. Before we're gonna take more questions, he said Patrick Beverly said if LeBron said the season, because Kyrie Irving said the season shouldn't continue.
There's a lot going on.
And then Doc Rivers' son said the season should continue. They kind of going back and forth. So Pat Beverly said it's up to LeBron. If LeBron said we playing, we playing. If LeBron said we not playing, we not playing. So speaking of LeBron, speaking of the NBA season, I want to every week we're going to try to give people like real life examples of what we're doing us personally. So you did something. You did a trade today. What'd you do today?
Yeah, man. So like y'all know, and it's been well documented, I love DraftKings, and I learned a lesson, man. I learned obviously trying to trade options and learning it together. And like I said, we all learning this together, so it makes it even better. But I couldn't trade, and I kept getting rejected. And I was like, all right, first I got to apply. All right, that's rule number one. I got that part out. And so I applied, I had the money in the account, and then they told me, nah, you got rejected because you don't have option buying power. So that's different from trading stocks. So I'm like, damn. They were like, yo, the money's not going to come into your account till Monday. And this is like Tuesday. So I watched Shotty make a trade. I watched Moore make a trade. And I'm sitting there like, yo, damn. I got my price. I got my expiration date. I know to ask. This is crazy. And then Thursday happened, and we were down 1,800. I'm like, this is great. Perfect. Everybody was panicking. I'm like, no, this is great. I'm gonna get my call. I'm gonna get the price that I want. And so Monday came, and I was like, you texted. Shai actually texted us. He's like, yo, futures is looking down. I'm like, this is even better. And so I saw DraftKings today at $35. I said, yo, the money's in the account. I could trade this option. I'm doing it. I saw the call price was $40 for August. And why I chose August was number one, and baseball's kind of lagging, but I figured by August, baseball would be back, the NHL would be back, all the major sports, NBA would be back. Golf set a record this weekend for how many bets were placed on the platform. I'm like, by August, this is going to be great because people are going to start gambling on stocks. They're going to start gambling on sports. I'm like, this is going to be perfect. So I made the call at $4, right? By 9:35, the ask price on that call went from $4 to $5.70. So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I called these dudes like, yo, I finally was able to do my options call. It's the first one I've ever done. I'm like, this is crazy. By 12 o'clock, it was at $7. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like by 4 o'clock, I was up to 760. I'm like, yo, I just made 90% on an option call, my first ever one. Then I told Shadi, I'm like, yo, something happened. He's like, what? And literally before we came on, I just learned this. I was like, yo, I thought I bought it at 4 and it says I got it at 5. He was like, yo, did you put the stop limit on it? I said, nah, I put market on it. He was like, oh, that's what happened. When you put market, it's moving so fast that it gets it whatever the market's at. Yep. So instead of having 90%, which is incredible, right? I'm up 50%, which is still great. That's still amazing. You know what I'm saying? For my first ever. So I was like, yo, we got to share that because I'm like, yo, people, like we learning the same way everybody else is learning and we doing these things. So you got to do your research, do your math, study the company, study the price. So like in my head, I'm like, yo, Ian's always like, yo, where's your buy-in price? Where's your buy-in price? And I told him like, I wanted it at 40. I think you got it at 39.50, right? Yeah. You got it at 39.50. I was like, yo, I was tight. I'm like, yo, let's not talk about DraftKings for the rest of the day. He's like, nah, bro. I'm like, nah, let's just not talk about it because I couldn't trade it. And then I was like, yo, don't get emotional with this thing. We'll find another one. And then Thursday, that 1,800 drop, I was like, great. 600 on Sunday night, I'm watching it. I'm like, this is great. I'm going in. Monday, boom, got it. 50% up, man. So that's crazy.
So the DraftKings opened up today at 36. It closed at 41, which is a 13% gain, I think. Right?
Say it again.
36 to 41.
I think it went up like
it went up from $36, like
19%, something crazy.
13%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13%.
Yeah, 13.3.
13% in one day for the stock. But you brought the option call and you was up 50%.
50%. I should have been up 90%.
So that's the difference between options and stocks.
Yeah, but also you got to have no FOMO. So let's get into some trader talk. So limit orders only.
Should have known that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you did good on your trade, but also for you new traders that are, especially that are on Robinhood, that are firing off and hitting 60, 70, 200%. Enjoy this because this will not last forever. Right. And then also 50% is amazing. Like amazing. So don't beat yourself up. Don't have FOMO. Go to the next trade. And here's the thing, even with that trade, the market didn't do anything to you. You hit market.
Yeah.
Right? So in every trade, we got to analyze, what did I do right? Like same with hooping. Okay, did I tuck my elbow in? Did I have enough backspin? Did I follow through? Write down where you're supposed to get in, what you did right, what you did wrong. But great job on that trade.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. And I was like, they were like, yo, my boys like, yo, sell it. I'm like, yo, it still has 67 days to mature. Like, obviously, I'm gonna sell it before then, but I'm like, yo, I really feel like, yo, when sports comes back, obviously the earning, they might have another earnings report between that time. Who knows? So those are things that when you're looking at an option call, you want to take those things into account.
And not just options, just regular stock. Because options is not, we don't want to just paint a picture like options is just the best thing in the world, because it is extremely volatile.
Yeah.
And just like how you can go up, you can go down. Yep. And you kind of got to know what you're doing. But even if you're just buying regular stock, I think that was a good story, because it's like Troy watches sports all day. Like he watches sports all day. So for him to know that, all right, the NBA season is about to open back up, and golf, I didn't know about like golf and all of that. Like, I mean, so now he's has information because that's something that he's interested in. And that's something that shout out to Quinn. He's our very first guest that we had on a podcast. I talked about stocks. Yeah. And his thing was investing in a few areas that you can focus your energy on. Yes. Learning. It's a lot easier to learn one or two sectors than every single sector. Like you try to learn tech, you try to learn oil, you're trying to learn like a million different things. If you just focus on tech, now that's easier. If you just focus on sports, if you just focus on gambling, that's easier. So, I say that to say, we just regular people. And Troy, he doesn't work on Wall Street. He's just, just a regular person.
Fact.
And he just made some observations and thought it was a good idea. And so far it's worked out. So we'll see what happens. But that's just, never get discouraged. You don't have to be a Wall Street insider to make money in the stock market. You just got to be able to just have some level of common sense, understand what you're doing, and go for it.
I'll tell you the beauty too is that we learn together, and that's the best thing. Like I'm making these decisions, but I'm also calling my boys like, yo, and these are the conversations, right? There's no sports on, so now we watching CNBC every morning. So I'm like, yo, I think I'm gonna make this call today. I think I'm gonna make this call today, and I'm waiting like, yo, what y'all think? What y'all think? So I'm getting input, even though I have my own decision to make. I'm getting input because I know I trust their valuable opinions as well. So that's something too, man. Work together, use each other as a reference and as a resource.
Yeah. And also, like you said, know a couple sectors. So even my long-term investment formulas have indexes, Half tech. Kudos to Jeremy for solidifying what we've been talking about since episode 70, right? And then on top of that, for all my traders, you have to know your entry and know your exit. And then once you get up a certain percentage, you have to know when you're going to close out. Because I don't want you to be up 15% and then it all of a sudden comes back down to zero. And you're like, no, I know it's going to go. Anytime you say, I know it's going to go back up, you know you are in danger. And type yes in Zoom and in YouTube if you've ever been there when you've been up and it came back like, man, I know it's going to go back up. And all of a sudden, you are down.
It's synonymous. That's why investing is not gambling, but it could be synonymous with gambling.
Yes.
Because like if you ever had a craps table, if you ever started gambling and you're down in a blackjack game, you always think the next hit is the one that's going to bring you back to life, but you just keep losing.
Yeah.
And then now before you know it, you're down like $5,000.
Now you pawning your phone as the item that you can trade.
Yeah, you're in Vegas and you're just looking crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So never think that. Sometimes you just got to cut your losses. And like you said, know when to get in and when to get out.
Yeah. And then there's risk to reward. So if you're risking 10% of your account, which is a lot, but let's say if you're risking 10, you need to go for a multiple of 5 or 10. So even if you have 2 or 3 losses, you can offset those losses. And the most important thing is to limit the number of trades. I know some people don't like that, but you don't want to gamble. You want to take, because in this market, I know people are firing off like Troy, how you did 50%, but for a lot of you, if you can fire and win 3% a week, you can be a kingmaker.
Yeah.
Because anybody can win 1,500%, 800%, 1 or 2 times, especially in this market with all the volume. The hard part is, can you do that day in, day out, week in, week out? So like, shout out to Jeremy Lin. Jeremy had his run with New York, right? Jeremy, I love you. So I know you hear an H, don't, so I love you. But when he was in New York, he had that run. It's harder to be Durant though and put up 30 or 25 every single night. You want consistency. And after, you know, you're in a good spot when you're trading, when you're consistently firing off the same percentages week in, week out, and not having huge drawdown, which is to lose a lot of money. You just want to get to a point where you know that you're going to win in the market when you take your trades, and don't chase the trades that you have in front of you.
Shout out to Terry. I think she's in the check in.
Yeah, we went over the 9 o'clock hour, so I'm only going to do one earnings call because there's a lot of questions in EYU University.
More questions, then we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But
so Thursday, Kroger is going to be reporting their earnings. Now they are the largest grocery chain in America. So a lot of people are home, which means that there's a lot more people that are eating. So supermarket, if you know, like I know, like if you got a family, you're at the supermarket maybe 2-3 times a week. So it'd be interesting to see what their earnings are. And I'm going to stop there. I had a couple more, but in the respect of time, we're going to go right over to our questions. Randy, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Randy, what's going on?
Your right-hand man, Randy.
Come on, Randy.
Randy gone. Tamika, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. Oh, Randy's there.
Oh,
what's up, Randy?
Not Randy, it's Ryan. You guys.
Oh, yo, I said it again.
Bad. Randy, can you read?
Yo, you know what? It's Ryan Gandy, and I'm looking at it quick, and I'm saying, Randy, yo, I love you, bro. My fault.
I wanted to ask Ian or you guys about this company. It's called AMAT.
Say it again.
Applied Materials.
Yeah, Applied Materials. Yeah.
They're okay. I will categorize them as like a B category stock. They've been on a huge run. Are you in currently?
Yes.
What price you get in?
Like 55. I just already got in.
You got in a little bit high. Give it a couple weeks. Earnings right around the corner. Yeah, I would. What's your exit price that you have planned?
I didn't have one planned.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna hold it.
Let me go look at. Give me 1 second. You'll hit a little bit of turbulence around like the 65, 68 area, but 55 is a little bit of a high of entry. If it gets back down to like 45, you can consider getting in again to average down your entry price.
Also, I don't know if you guys talked about, because I came in a little late, but it was what happened today when it was talking about they was buying bonds or something like that.
We spoke about it earlier.
We actually spoke about it. So you could just check the replay in the interest of time. But Nah, I appreciate your support though, brother. Thank you.
Ryan, appreciate you, bro.
Snuck in that second question.
Yeah, guidelines. Hey, that was a smooth transition. Tamika, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
We hear you perfectly.
Yes. How are you?
Good. I had a quick question. So, Ian, I know I asked you this question in DM last week, but I wanted to get everyone's opinion about this. So, how do you guys feel about some new IPOs that are just coming out now? So, for instance, I think I know I asked Ian about Warner, but we also have like Voom that just started, I think, last week as well. So, what is your opinion about investing into these new companies?
I'll say as far as Warner, I like them as a label, but man, that stock is overpriced right now. The fall back to 12.50 or 10 is going to be real. So if you believe in the company, I will wait till about 10 or 12 and a half to look to get in. It's highly overpriced right now. What was the second one that you mentioned?
Voom. I think am I saying it right?
Give me the ticker.
VROOM.
Yeah, somebody just put that in YouTube too.
VROOM. Guys, we almost at 2,000. If you could text
your friend, your cousin, your family, please.
Yes,
your cousin and them.
Let them know. We got
Room is a little bit. So the thing with, and I think this would be a good segment. So when a company is new, because people have asked us about Nikola as well, you need to look at the founders, see what their track record was. So everyone's comparing Nikola to the new Tesla, but we know with Elon had a home run with PayPal before. Right. And then he took all of his profits from PayPal and put them into Tesla. That is an incredible sign. Right. So you want to look at that management and then revenue. If the revenue is not strong, you have to hold off until the revenue is good. The exception would be like a company like Facebook, who had a strong base and decent revenue before they went public anyway. But that's a once in a decade kind of company, and Tesla's the same thing. So Vroom, I don't like as much right now. Let's give it about 90 days. And then Warner's going to come down to a price. And I like Spotify a lot better. And then, of course, the big leader in that space is Apple Music. So back to my Apple bias. But Vroom, I will hold off.
Appreciate you, Tamika.
Yeah, and like the video too. Guys, YouTube, that's another way how we can get to 2,000, because it'll show other people and the algorithm do something. So yeah, if you like the YouTube video, that helps out as well.
Yeah, Ian, I saw that Tencent invested in Warner last week. I think like 400 million, something like that.
Yeah.
Something crazy. They own 10% of the company now. Oh, I think 40 million shares, something crazy. Janet, we are coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Hi, thank you so much. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we hear you perfect, Janet. What's up?
Awesome. Hi, thank you. First and foremost, thank you all for all the information that you provide. It's definitely been helpful for someone like me, who I feel like I've been getting in a little bit late in the game. But I actually was interested in learning more about investing for like my parents, right? So I'm obviously part of the EYL University. I'm also part of Red Panda, and I've been learning a lot with that. But as I think about my parents that don't have like a pension plan, don't have retirement funds or anything like that, I would like to start to invest for them. And I was just thinking, what would be the best thing? Would it be like index funds, ETFs, or if you have any recommendations, I guess, for the older folks like my parents, where I want to start to create something for them.
And you're looking for safety? Or are you looking for growth?
It depends. I think growth.
Tech, Rashad, you can give me your insight, but I think if you're actually looking for growth for them to make up for lost time, I think tech, and then adding an index fund and the bond. I mean, of course, if they're older, I have to say adding bonds to the mix, because I don't know when they'll need that money, and you don't want them to draw down 20% in their long-term account. But Rashad, what do you think?
Yeah, I was going to say a hybrid account, maybe like 50%, what you call a balance fund, 50% bond, 50% stocks, for somebody in that age, if they don't want to take too much risk. That would be, good idea, I think.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Janet.
Speaking of Red Panda, Ian, I see you did on Instagram today. So we thinking about doing another flash sale of Red Panda.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, we'll see.
I
know July 4th we're going to do the new program, which we'll tell you guys the details about that in a couple weeks. So that'll be at an affordable price, and then if we get enough comments and enough engagement, maybe.
What's the number? What we got to get to? 1,000? What we got to get to?
Yeah, let's try 1,000. Yeah, a little like that.
That's my God. Yeah. Rosetta, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Okay. Hey, from Los Angeles.
Guess what?
LA, we coming.
Breaking news alert. We gonna be in LA in July, the whole month.
The whole month.
Oh, really? Well, let me know
Yeah.
if you need some place to stay. I have an apartment downtown that's vacant.
That's good to know.
Good to know. Good to know.
So my question is about Microsoft. I know it's high. Should I still be buying it? I'm putting like 1,000 in each month. So I guess my question is, what should I buy with my 1,000 this month?
Which ones are you currently in?
I'm in Microsoft. That's it.
What entry price?
Everything. Like 170-ish.
Oh, you did good. Yeah, I will add to it. It'll probably bring your price down back down to like 175. But yeah, either that or Apple would be great.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Rosetta. We're gonna hit you when we get to LA for sure.
When y'all going to LA?
Ian, you coming to LA or what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm just finding out about it right now. Come on, man. I feel like Bleak. Like, are we going on tour? I ain't know. Shout out Bleak.
Colleen told me I could buy 2 tickets.
Nah, man. We're gonna have a whole shindig. I think Matt is gonna be coming at some point.
Wall Street Trapper said he's
Wall Street
coming
Trapper
out.
will be coming at some point.
You already know.
So
hey yo, after I'm gonna text you where we're gonna be at.
We're gonna text you offline the information. And we gotta hook it up. We gotta hook it up.
If y'all don't see me in LA, you know why.
They know where to find you.
That's funny.
Catrice, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. Hopefully I got that right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you perfectly. What's up?
All right, thank you. Actually, you did.
Thank you.
So I'm a hairstylist and I've been listening to you guys for like 3 months. And I've been telling all my clients because in March, I started investing and I've been seeing my profits. And so I'm like, everybody got to be doing this. And so one of my clients was like, okay, let's look up Louis Vuitton and Hennessy and stuff. And so I'm on Robinhood and we couldn't find it. So I was wondering, what should I, like, how do I invest in that?
You said Louis Vuitton you couldn't find?
Yeah, like the
LVMH?
one that owns
Yeah.
Hennessy, LVMH.
LVMH?
LVMH. But yeah, it's not available on Robinhood.
It's not available. I think it's that's OTC markets, right?
But that might be European. Ian, can they get that here?
Yeah, there's some other ones that you can get. And I'll put what I'll do is when I do hop on IG Live, or I can put them in chat here. And she's in Zoom. Yeah, I can drop 2 that she can look to invest in. One of them is a little bit more pricey, and one of them is a little bit more affordable. But what's your interest besides just liking the brand that makes you want to invest in it?
I just know that Black people like to drink Hennessy, so
Black people gonna drink Hennessy. They gonna wear Gucci and
Right.
Louis Vuitton. That's a good
Right.
enough reason. Good enough reason in my book. Passes my test.
And
pass that
Rashad,
hand
I
rock.
just wanted to let you know that I also emailed you about financial advising.
You emailed
Who,
Rashad?
me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Did I email you back?
No, not yet.
Sorry. What email did you, Rashad at Earn Your Leisure?
No, I went to your personal page and just hit email.
Oh, info at Earn Your Leisure. Can you send an email to Rashad at Earn Your Leisure?
Okay, I could do that.
All right.
Appreciate you, Catrice.
Yeah. Mike filters the info. He only gives me certain information.
Yeah, he's gonna throw
I don't know what's going on at info.
Yo, Mike, that ain't right, Mike. I love you, bro.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Tonda, what's going on? Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
She kept it all the way real. I thought she was gonna be like, yeah, I got 3 Louis bags and
they love Henny and they love that yak.
That's a fact.
Tonda, what's going on?
Have a question for Ian, but I can't wait till you guys come to LA. Hopefully it's when I'm in town.
You gonna be in town in July?
Well, I took a leave from work because these people getting on my nerves. So I was trying to be on an island in July, but hopefully y'all will come when I'm here.
All right.
But I withdrew my 401k Ian from my job's Fidelity account, and I've been trading it. I've been able to make maybe like 11% in the last month or so. However, I was thinking about putting it back within the 3 months. Is it, how do I find out if I can trade it within that account as well? Like, can you still day trade within?
No. Well, yeah. So your 401k money, and I'm gonna say this for everyone, your 401k money has to be separate from your trading money. So I don't want you to do both. So your long-term money.
Well, I have a long-term account from my police pension that my financial advisor trades long-term. So
Okay.
this separate account that I have, like from my current job, that I was kind of using.
And you're looking to take that capital to day trade it or
I've
long-term
been day
investment?
trading it. I'd put that along with some other money I had so I can day trade it.
Okay.
Make more than what it was making me in the Fidelity account. But I was like, well, I guess I can maybe put it back and trade it within the account once I get it up to a certain amount. That's what I was thinking about doing. I don't know if this makes any sense, but
yeah. And shout out to Camille. Camille said you need to set up a brokerage link account with Fidelity. So, Rashad, you want to jump in and give us some advice?
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot, but again, like you said, Ian, you don't want to gamble with your retirement account. I think that you should have multiple different investments. You should have, and ideally, if you want to day trade, I think you should have three investment accounts: a day trading account, an investment account, and then a retirement account. And it's like you can do multiple different things. That's just my own personal opinion. I wouldn't necessarily put all of my chips on the roulette table, but it's a free country. I guess you can do what you want, but
don't do it.
Yeah.
Donda, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yo, YouTube, y'all. Yo, Ian, they said, does Black and Miles have a stock? Why they play so much?
Nah, YouTube is off the
hook, they play too much,
YouTube
bro.
is too crazy.
Y'all funny. If we do, we're not gonna talk about it.
They play too much.
YouTube is
Yo, we got a special EYL Panama. What's good, my bro? Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
King, what's good, Nene?
Hola.
What's good, bro?
Yo, listen, Troy. When my name popped up, it popped up EYL.
Yeah,
EYL Panama. That's my
yeah. I gotta make sure that we put that stamp out there. You feel me?
Yeah, rightfully so, bro. Rightfully so.
That's my guy, man. We need. Can we get something in Spanish real quick?
Oh, claro que sí, papá. Claro que sí. Estamos hablando español.
So I gotta get a backstory. Panama. That's my brother, man. Panama. I knew Panama for over a decade. That's my real brother right there, man. He's doing his thing. He got a laundromat in the Bronx, and he's full Panamanian.
Solid.
That's why his name is Panama. It's not just a name. So
For
Panama,
sure.
man, is a legend within his own right. But what's good, man?
Nah, I just had some time to walk away from the laundry, man. Tap in with y'all and tell y'all, like, I tell you offline, but I'm gonna tell you on air, King. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of both of y'all.
Yeah.
And, I keep striving. And you're doing some incredible work.
Thank you, brother.
And yo, you got me excited. I'm over here researching. I'm blowing up the shop phone every 5 minutes. One stock I do want to bring to the table is this new company called Avco. It's AVCO. It's been in business like for 3 years. It seems like it has good potential growth. Just want to know what y'all think about it.
Man, you know my guy. You my guy, so I'm about to give you the truth, right?
All right, give it to
Man, we was popping up into that point, so don't hate me. Man. We was doing good. Right?
Save him, Ian. Save him.
Don't do it, brother. The high was, it was 1350 a couple years ago. It's classically it's called AVCO, right? Avalon
AVC. Yep. Avalon Global
stock.
Care.
If you want to trade it, you can trade it. As far as an investment, don't do it long term. It was 1350 a couple years ago. 2018. Now it's sitting at $1.65. It just came off a 50-cent run in April. Don't do it. The company's trash.
It's over.
It's trash, man.
It's over. All right.
Before you start.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Indeed.
Shout out to Dion on YouTube. Yeah, when I dropped the voice,
my love, bro.
Love. Yes, sir. Love.
Yeah, shout out to my man.
Yeah,
Panama,
that's
man.
one guy who, like, when Shai tells these basketball stories, that's one guy who could vouch for the stories. Morgan, what's going on? We coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. He's like trying to find a button. What button I press? All right, we're about to move on, Morgan. Wow, she's gonna pick up as soon as we go.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
Giveaway time before we wrap up.
Giveaway.
Who should we do a giveaway to? Let's do it to, if you're a teacher, put your name in Zoom and put your name in YouTube, your Cash App, please. And I'll pick one at random.
Yeah, shout out to all the teachers. I know, like, if it wasn't already last week, it is this week. It's like the last week of school. So applause. I'm applauding you because I know what it takes, man. It's tough. It's not easy, especially the circumstances you've been given with distance learning did not make it easier, but a lot of y'all prevailed. And now they're trying to do summer school too. And I see some teachers are signing up for that. I applaud you.
Yeah.
Your efforts do not go unnoticed. And hopefully during this time, your efforts in the school have been even more greatly appreciated and highlighted. Because when you think about how long you've been at home with your kid, think about 25 more of your kid in a classroom.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Parents,
So
when school is back in, you need to, old school, you need to bring gifts to your teachers every week. Like, this is unbelievable. Like, so you get to see what they're dealing with all day. Not all of y'all.
Every day, all day, man. So.
And to all my self-employed people out there, we did a webinar with Miss Business months ago with when this whole shutdown thing happened, when the SBA first announced their program. Take advantage of those programs, man, because it's real and they are giving money. They're not giving money away, but if you need help, people are getting money. So go to the SBA website and apply. There's a couple different programs. There's the PPP program. There's the SBA grant, the SBA loan. It's a bunch of different stuff. But if you have a business, you don't even have to have tax returns. Like, you could just started a business last year.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that, because that's actually really, really real. It's real. So, yeah.
And question for everybody in Zoom and YouTube. This is my question of the day. If you have not been invested in Apple and Microsoft, can you tell me why? I don't get a check from Apple and Microsoft, for the record, so it doesn't matter to me. But I'm just, from a survey standpoint, I'm trying to see we all know that they're probably two of the most powerful companies in the last 30 years. I'm just trying to see why more people don't invest in it. Latasha, I sent yours in from the earners. YouTube, put in your Cash App if you're a teacher, please, and I'll get one out to you.
Ian, anything that you want to make the people aware of? Are you going live tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna go live on IG. Stock Club members, we just did our Stock Club call Saturday, so we don't need to do one tonight. But if you guys have any questions, you can message me in Telegram. Continue to invest every month. For those of you that are not following me, you can follow me on Instagram at The Master Investor. If I don't reply to your DM right away, if you see a post of mine in the comments, just comment there and I can.
Yeah, be careful of them fake pages. They be trying to get my boy on these fake pages.
I only have one page. So if anyone messages you and says anything about Forex or Bitcoin, that's not me. So I'm just letting you know.
We got to get the drop on how you talk about Bitcoin and Forex. I'm gonna make a drop of that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to EYL University. Once again, EYL University price is going up next Friday. So you still have a week and some change left to get it at the current price. It's 40% off. And that includes 70 past courses, weekly webinars, our private Facebook real estate group, movie club, book club, Breaking Bread real estate session with MG the mortgage guy, and discounts at all our events once we start doing events again. If you're in EYL University, take advantage of the private real estate group. It's bigger than just a real estate group. It's
putting everything in there.
Talk about stocks.
They're putting everything in there.
Any and everything is going on inside that group. It's a whole community within itself.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is just actually go to our Facebook group and just apply to get in.
Yeah.
And just hit and we'll
anything
let
that you can earn money in, they talking about in there. That's a fact.
As long as you're a member, you'll get in. So yeah, code earners is the code. And don't miss out on that. And Ian, we're gonna let you know about California.
Yeah,
I got a car call in and get 2 tickets.
Family, man. You know,
I'm gonna send you the stuff personally.
Yeah, we're gonna send you the itinerary.
Yeah, and big shout out to everybody, man. I know a lot of people saw our post. We had the Market Watch write up. We also cracked the top 10 again on the iTunes charts.
We're number 7 now.
Number 7, and we don't do that without y'all, man. So like, we appreciate y'all telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, but also like and subscribe and comment write reviews about the podcast. All that helps in us getting up to number one, because that's what we want to be.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Apple.
I'm coming for that spot.
Yeah. Shout out to James Ramsey, but we coming for that spot.
Yeah, Dave, we on your heels, Dave. If for the podcast, subscribe to Apple, comment, and rate the podcast. That helps a lot. And then tomorrow's a dope episode. We got a gaming episode.
Yeah, Players Lounge.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge. We talk about Y Combinator?
Yeah. So like, you know Y Combinator?
Know about that?
Yeah, I'm familiar. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like I was completely oblivious to it, but it's like a top of the line thing that I think the world's gonna like hear it and be like, oh my gosh. Like a lot of these episodes, we try to find something and it's like, yo, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's definitely one of them things.
The kid's name is Austin Woolridge, right? Yeah. And he's one of these whiz kids. He went to what's the school he went to?
Wesleyan.
He went to Wesleyan, which is like one of the best schools in the country. And he started this online gaming platform where people play against each other. But he got accepted to the Y Combinator. So now he has seed funding from the CEO of Yahoo, like a bunch of different people. And then Drake.
Yeah, Drake's one of his.
Drake is an investor in the company.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's called Players Lounge.
Players Lounge. So what it is like if you thought of FanDuel and DraftKings, how we bet against another person, is that, but just for video games. It's really dope, man.
Yeah. So yeah.
Had I known, I probably would have been professional. If that was here when I was a teenager, I'd have been a professional gamer.
Yeah. So shout out to him. That's gonna be a dope episode that's coming out. And we got a lot of other dope episodes that we filmed.
Yeah, we shot some.
Are filming
some classics.
Yeah, for sure. So guys, thank you guys for rocking with us. Ian, any last word?
I love you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of the movement and making the dream of mine come true. You guys invest every single month. If you need a good book recommendation, I always recommend Money Master the Game. Read it. It will make you a more qualified investor that understands this, and it will take some of the complexity away. And then tune in here to Market Mondays every single Monday.
Somebody said, somebody said, what about nurses? We need help. Since you're going through the teachers, we'll help out a nurse.
Let's do it.
If you're a nurse, if you are a nurse, a RN, a registered nurse, if you take care of your kid, you're not a nurse. If you're a real nurse at a real hospital, please, we're going by the honor system. Put your Cash App in the YouTube, like in the next minute.
Yeah, y'all saying nurse here, but y'all got to put the Cash App.
Yeah, you got to put Cash App.
Yeah,
we don't
Cash App.
Yeah.
Nursing school. Not yet. When you graduate.
Shout out to you though, Natasha.
All right, we got a couple, so we'll make it. We will help a nurse out. We need all our essential.
Yeah, we definitely. They are extremely important.
Very essential. Very essential. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for another epic episode. We will see you next week. And check with Ian for 9:00 for his live.
Yeah.
Shout out Ben Gordon too. Clowning my guy.
Shout out to Ben Gordon.
That's my guy. I had his jersey hanging on my wall. I'm a Bulls fan, and he's from 914, so I had his jersey hanging on my wall. So shout out to Ben, man.
Yeah.
Mount
Sabrina.
Vernon's-
Yeah, let me say this before we hop up. Sabrina, Wednesday. Let's connect on Wednesday. We long overdue. So I love you. Yeah, let's connect on Wednesday anytime after 1 p.m. Central.
Shout out to Sabrina.
Shout out to
BX, what up? All right, y'all. We love y'all. Peace. Be good to
Peace.
each
Love
other.
y'all.
Call somebody that you love. Check on them. We'll see y'all next Monday.
Peace.
Adios.